I'm here talking to Rob Ryder, the author of The Genius Club, and a few other novels, as a matter of fact. And we're just sitting in Laguna Beach, kind of kicking back and talking about this amazing book that I had the privilege to contribute an afterword to.
And then the last book I had published called The American Scream, which you also did some editing and review for me. Then from your input, we talked about, well, we now have a book that talks about a community on their own taking care of the things that are going bad in the country right now, and how to basically take care of themselves, become self-sustainable, etc. And I think it was actually your suggestion that said, why don't you write a sequel or prequel, whatever it would be, on how we can take this model and basically ship it out around the country so we can pick up a lot of different communities that want to do the same thing, hence became the Genius Club.
I love the Genius Club because it comes from this place of just infinite frustration with the way things are.
That's
but
right.
It also offers a solution, which is how can we do this? And the characters in it all represent different parts of, how we're frustrated with things. Is there any character in the Genius Club that's closest to your heart, that's closest to Rob Ryder?
Well, these are all fictional characters.
Sure.
But of course, as the author, there's always some reality or my perceptions or observation on the people.
Oh, of course.
Like
Right.
my first novel, The Road to Oblivion, was the downsized guy.
Yeah.
So these are a group of people who are staying in at one time, the resort in southern Florida,
Right.
which as others came and got fancier, has kind of slipped a notch or two, and now it's attracting people with lesser means that are coming and using the facility that used to be the top of the line. And they're just wandering around the pool, looking for connections, and we get them all together, we tell their stories of how they got where they are, and what they can do to change things as they see it. Is basically helping our country do the downslide. They start Genius Clubs to basically revitalize and make every community in the country on their own, self-sustainable, forgetting the political system, forgetting the economic system that isn't working for most people anymore, forgetting the poor education system, trying to bring equality, opportunities back, community by community.
Did you have any idea that this might become a nationwide movement when you were writing it? Was it anywhere in the back of your mind?
Always in the back of your mind that somebody's got to replace Norman Mailer. What I would like to see it, because at my stage in life I'm not looking for the bestseller so I can buy the $50 million home, but I'm looking to get a catharsis out of my head of where I feel my own perceptions and observations, the direction this country should be moving.
Yeah.
And basically use it as a cookbook for somebody to pick up the concept of the Genius Club and starting picking that up in what we talked about in American Scream, which is more the detail of how you would take a community and make it self-sufficient, put them both together, and maybe start a movement.
I love the idea that the Genius Club offers not a solution, but a vehicle that you can ride to get to the solution.
Absolutely.
And it's so important to me because, we human beings don't learn easily. Oftentimes we need adversity, but everyone comes to the Genius Club in this novel with their own adversity. And together they find that they have a lot of power in it. And I think you've really tapped into something here that's has been happening in America in a long time.
There's other organizations doing similar things, but you're quite right, Bill. It says that just ordinary people from all walks of life. If you read the book and you get all of their stories, we feel desperate. We feel we can't do a thing. We feel lost in time.
Powerless.
Absolutely. And as you say, when we can get together, we can create something like this. Now, I mean, this is a fictional account, but I don't see any reason why a community can't do the same thing.
Oh, I agree. And I love your book, American Scream, because you mentioned that, because American Scream for me is like a utopia novel, but not in a sense that's so far out that you couldn't actually embody it and make it work. So that novel sort of shows what can happen when people get together and go into a blighted part of the city and decide to reinvent it in a way that makes sense now versus the way that it might have been back in the day. So I see these as companion books,
Absolutely.
together.
But American Scream, in my mind, was a take back your life or take back
Yes.
your community kind
Yes.
of book,
Absolutely.
where the community itself got together. And if you remember, there was the young gal who got some grant money basically to do all
To
these
spark
things.
it, make it go.
Yeah, she was the spark, and she attracted an IT genius who did it all electronically, built the database with him and his twin sons, etc. Put it all together. They made the rules that if you want a job here, you have to live here. Tried to get rid of all of the automobiles in the town. Took over the education. Okay, a guy from the East Coast came out. This was in a fictitious little town in the Midwest. He came out. He took over the whole school system back. He basically hoodwinked the school board to allow him to basically charterize the whole school district,
which is possible,
and get all the testing out. Okay, get all of the bad education out, and basically put the kids into the community, where the community basically became the educators.
I actually can see American Scream as doable.
Absolutely.
And I can see Genius Club as doable, right? They both tap into the potential, I think. Some of us still feel that we can make a difference.
And if either one of them trigger groups to start this, I agree with you, Bill.
Yeah.
Quite easily it could happen. And of course, us two so-called experts are always available to help in that. To help in that, to start off pro bono, okay? Because like I said, I don't need the book to make it income anymore. But I would like to get the book out that people would use it, and not count on the political system right now, or the economic system we have,
hear you.
but to create your own destinies.
Bingo. Yes, create your own destiny is where it's at.
I write from the heart, but it's also a catharsis for the head.
Clearly.
Because all of us, probably including yourself, we have things kicking around in there, and you just want to take out your thoughts and your perceptions and your observations. As one of my old writing mentors said, just get the damage on paper and we'll go from there, which is my approach. You write it once, then you go over it and go over it. You know, you sand it down a little until you got it where you want it. So hopefully both of these books are quite workable, that almost any group could pick up and make work.
Have you thought at all about somebody who wants to start a Genius Club, like the first Genius Club, and how you would engage with that group?
I think if we could get a core group of people, you and I, okay, we could be maybe the impetus for creating a National Genius Club, which started out as a facetious name, okay, you know, and one of the key slogans they keep saying is, you don't have to be a genius.
Yes, don't be a genius.
So all we need is like-minded people that we can organize together and start a grassroots uprising.
Yeah, exactly, an uprising.
And as I say, take back your life, take back your community, take back the economic system, take back the education. Okay, I look at those two novels that I've now put together as social issue fiction.
Okay.
So it's social issue or social justice, however you want to see it, but it's fiction that can be put together in real time to make it happen.
Sure.
So I look at myself as kind of the catalyst of producing the formula or the cookbook or the how-to put this together.
So somebody calls you up from Cleveland or something, says, hey, Rob, we want to do this Genius Club thing. There's a few of us want to talk to you. Would you be able to mentor them?
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Do you have any like objective in mind, or is it just sort of feed the fuel the fire and see what happens?
Well, I would like to see enough people get together, you know, rather than just you and I, that we can get this rolling nationally, community by community. And I think that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. It's an exciting prospect.
Well, and as always, Bill, I always appreciate working with you. And I hope people will look at our nice little interview here, and maybe we'll make some real important content.
Yeah, I hope it connects. I hope it connects with people.
Absolutely. Okay.
So that's it, and we're out.